Government recruited over 30,000 teachers and is yet to announce the recruitment of over 11,000 health personnel. President Hakainde says the recruitment of 30,000 teachers and implementation of free education policy is an affirmation of his government's determination to provide quality education to all. Meanwhile, Finance and National Planning Minister Situmbeko Musoko has assured Zambians that funds are available to pay salaries to the newly recruited teachers and the soon-to-be employed healthcare personnel.
Now joining us this morning is Muya Mukumbuta, a Zambian journalist. Good morning, thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much for having me, colleagues.
All right, 30,000 sounds like a lot. Can you share with us what the impact of this is on the education sector?
Thank you very much. First of all, I'm sharing the same sentiments with you that 30,000 is a mouthful. Even when the president last year during his first address to Parliament announced that his government was going to recruit over 30,000 teachers and 11,000 health workers, there were a lot of skepticism. People doubted, and questions were raised. Where are you going to find the money in Zambia's economy, which is strained? We have been performing very badly economic-wise. So people questioned how is it going to happen, and it's something that was unprecedented. Well, now coming to your question that what will be the impact of this announcement of recruited teachers, the impact is that it's going to cushion the number of teachers who are in shortfall in schools. Government has been talking about the teacher-pupil ratio has been very bad. You find that in a school, you would find a mathematics teacher going against over 200 children, 4 classes in each, which might have 50 pupils, and each and every day you have to teach over 200 pupils. So that was already a red flag that there was a teacher-pupil ratio challenge. So this recruitment, the impact will be that the teacher-pupil ratio will be lessened, and also the issue of free education. You might be aware also that President Hakainde announced the introduction of free education. So now we saw an increase also in number of people enrolling into the learning institutions. So that added to the already existing shortfall of teachers. So this one, indeed, it is going to cushion the number of teachers that were in shortfall in various schools across the country.
Now, around the continent, we're having conversations about inclusion and representation. Talk to us if we have any, confirmed reports, if there are people who are living with disabilities that are employed as one of these teachers, and do we have a ratio or number of how many of these people are people living with disabilities?
So during the announcement, when the teacher recruitment was just starting, there was a percentage of 10% that was allocated for people living with disabilities. And from that 30,000 already, 10% was allocated. But what we don't know currently is how many people living with disabilities applied and how many were accepted. So these are some of the issues now that government needs to release the data, because local disability organizations in Zambia have already started complaining that their members have not been selected. Some of their members who are well qualified, they were left out of this teacher recruitment. Now, that is also dependent when government is going to release that data that, okay, out of the 30,000 plus teachers, here is the number of people living with disabilities we have recruited. As at now, it is all speculations, because these red flags which are being talked about by local disability organization, it is based on the data that they have and the number of people whom they represent who have gone back to them to complain that I was not picked. So already this one, it is some sort of the information is not really out there, it's not telling. And what we are, as journalists in the country, in Zambia, what we are doing is to press government to give us the information, because the president has been categorical that his government is going to be inclusive enough to ensure that the people living with disabilities also are given an opportunity to teach, are given an opportunity to find ways and means of earning a living. So this is a challenge now that government needs to address, that it needs to clarify these assertions that people living with disabilities, some of them have been sidelined, whether or not the 10% quota which was set aside has been met or not. So as of now, we are still waiting for the official communication from government.
All right. I also want to talk about the financial aspect of it, and also if you can confirm when they will start working. The finance minister also, speaking about the possibility of funds being available. So can we, get information on that? Can your country really fund 30,000 teachers, and would more money be made available for it?
Yes. So previously, there were some delays in terms of publishing the names of successful candidates. So speculations also started springing up that this government is bankrupt, this government doesn't have money. And also there were these talks that this teacher recruitment is dependent on the IMF package. Of course, government at some time when they had conversations with the International Monetary Fund representatives who were visiting Zambia, they told the nation that IMF had approved the recruitment of 30,000 teachers. So already that gives you an indication that this program, it is a bit tied to the International Monetary Fund bailout package, which Zambia is hopeful of securing. And the Minister of Finance recently announced that funds are available. Now, where is this money coming from? We don't know. But what people are speculating currently is that the IMF bailout package might be successful by September, somewhere there. And that is the same period which the Zambia school calendar will be going into the third term of teaching, and that's when the teachers, the newly recruited teachers, will be reporting for work. So these are some of the indications that these funds might be tied to the IMF bailout package. The money to be used will be part of the IMF. So these are some of the conversations which we have been hearing from government officials and also other stakeholders who have been questioning the government's transparency in terms of how the monies to pay teachers will come from. And also, not only teachers, you are aware that this coming Friday, the names of successful candidates in the health sector, over 11,000, will be also published. So that also adds to another backlog of government's wage bill. So these are some of the things which people and us journalists are questioning, that how are you going to source for this money? Be clear in terms of giving us information.
All right. We certainly will be following up with this story. We know it's a developing story, and we'd love to have you join us again. Thank you once again, Miwa, for spending your morning with us and sharing this information.
Thank you very much. I'm always grateful to be part of it.
Thank you.
And all the best to the teachers.